Hi, how are you? It's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we escorted Galen out of the Follow Sanctuary, and we retrieved some wizard reagents for Watcher Biggs. And today, we are going to be continuing questing for Watcher Biggs, and we are going to be doing the quest called Driftwood. You have to bring 8 pieces of sun-dried driftwood to Watcher Biggs in the Swamp of Sorrows. I owe you greatly, Squilly Diddly. An honorable heart beats within you. And now I have another task for which I humbly ask your aid. If I'm ever to reach Nethergard, then I must fix this wagon. And for that, I will need wood, strong wood, dry wood, not the spongy tangled wood of the swamp trees. Squidly Diddly, go east to the coast and search for driftwood that has been dried by the sun. Bring it to me. Alright, so that's what we will do. Let's go get some of that driftwood. It's going to be a journey, but I think we can do it. Supposedly it's on the coast, which means it's all the way over here. Too bad we can't sneak by the mountains somehow, or there's like a mountain pass in the Blasted Lands. We're just going to have to go around. But yeah, the retail world first race has been great. A lot of pulls on some of these bosses. Some of them are pretty damn hard. Makes me wonder how hard the last one is. Supposedly they had over 300 plus pulls on the last boss they killed. It's pretty entertaining. It's crazy how hard these bosses are. And the strategies that these guilds use to get them down. It's also interesting to see when the next week resets, if they decide to, you know, continue the lockout, or if they choose to reset the lockout and try to get more loot for their raid. It's going to be interesting to see what choice they pick for that. By the time this episode's out, we'll already know, but supposedly they are going to continue and not get the extra loot, which I think is a good idea, because they could be hard stuck on the last boss that they just killed. Alright, so we're gonna get to the coast here. If I remember correctly, there's a lot of murlocs on the coast, so we're gonna have to deal with those guys. And I remember back on Flag Carrier, I actually got a golden pearl from one of them, and those are like 40 gold. I actually got one on Travidon as well recently. And damn, so we'll be eating some cheese today, guys. To heal up. Clearly have some stuff we need to sell. It's one thing that sucks about Swamp of Sorrows for Alliance. You don't have a camp. I don't know why the Horde has a camp, but the Alliance does not. Seems like every zone, but the Horde has like a nice camp. Except for, like, the Alliance ones, obviously, but like, Swamp of Sorrows should have an Alliance and a... Well, I guess you could say they don't have a camp in the Badlands, which they don't. So I guess that's the trade-off. They get Swamp of Sorrows, we get the Badlands. And there's the Stoneard boys. There's Qatar. Okay, let's see if we can find this wood. We should fight one of these murlocs. It'll be tough. These guys are going to be tough to fight. If we pull more than one, we're in a lot of trouble. Most likely going to die if we do that. This guy's coming to us. No, he's not. Good. No one didn't run away either. Alright, so let's have some cheese, because we need to get rid of the cheese. And we got this, like, black truffle we need to eat as well. Get rid of this totem here so we don't pull anything. And we will also... Damn it. Is that in my offhand? I hope it's on my offhand. It is. Okay, good. Alright, we need to find dried up wood. It's kind of a pain. Okay, there we go. See how hard it is to find this stuff? But we got our first piece. I think we'll just keep going down this way. Because the more we go up, I remember, the harder the mobs are. And the last thing we want to do is die here. Because the run back will be... it'll be pretty bad. Try to keep our eye out for wood. Yeah, there's a lot of drama going on with Lost Ark. People are kind of upset that they're releasing the first raid tier. And people are upset that people are, you know, buying, like, just being able to, like, people that have been playing free to play have not been able, are not able to keep up with the patches. So people that are playing free to play are not able to do the new raid when it comes out, but all the people that have paid money for stuff will be able to. Some people have paid thousands of dollars for their gear, but I believe you need like 1370 or 75 to get into the new raid. And free-to-play players are just upset that it's just not possible for them to do that unless they got like extremely lucky. And I'm interested to see how that goes. See, I wonder, because this is what'll happen. Either these players that got close will end up purchasing, you know, bringing out their credit card and paying money to get in. They'll either like not care about it too much, just say, whatever, it is what it is, just how this game is, or they'll quit. But it's hard to quit at that point because they put in like over 100 hours, and to just quit like that is it's a tough thing to do. So I'm interested to see what happens with all of that. Crazy how people can just spend like... But hey, whatever, it's their hobby, right? People have you got money and like, you know... People spend crazy stuff on their hobbies, so I can understand why people spend that much. It's not my type of thing. Like, if I was playing right now, I would probably be selling materials to the people that are you know, trying to level up and buy stuff, and then just waiting for the prices to go down, and then eventually I'll get into the raid. Like, no rush. I think that's the smart way to play that game. If you're farming a lot and just chill out, your turn will come, and just make coin off of the people that are buying stuff with real life money. And it seems like these characters are all worth money. At the end of the day, there's a price tag on every single one of those characters. Like, supposedly getting your character up to like that point is like between probably like $3,000 to $5,000. So if you have a character that's ready to get into the new raid, it's not really a new raid, but because it's already been out in Korea. But if you have a character like that, your character's pretty much worth like $3,000 to $5,000 at the moment. Some people have spent over 10,000. Like, it's pretty crazy the amount of money people spend on these games, dude. Funny thing is, World of Warcraft has the same issue. It's just it's not promoted by the company. Like, you can get banned, or you know what I mean, if you buy gold and stuff like that. But you could do that in WoW as well. Like, if you're, but you could get banned, which is good. It's good that WoW is still in that state. But I don't know. I think the future of gaming may be a lot like Ostark if it stays successful, and that's kind of scary. Which is why, like, I've talked about this before, is why I'm into, like, NFTs and stuff, because at least players can sell their loot and stuff like that. But it's just, that type of MMO just sucks, because it's just too influenced by the outside world. I think that's the crappy thing about, you know, games like Ostark. It's just they're so influenced by the outside world. And same with WoW. WoW is just sad, even though it's against the rules. I don't know, MMOs are... It's just too hard to stop it. It'd be amazing one day if they were able to, like, to stop it. But it's just impossible. We'd have to live in a world where, where all your purchases get monitored, and, you know, people can just know you're breaking the rules by, you know, by just looking over your purchase history, which is a terrible world. So I don't know. It's just the way it is. That's how I look at it. Nothing you can do about it. And the way I would look at it too, if I was like a free-to-play player, I'd be like, hey, you know what? The character that I got, it's around like $2,000 to $3,000. So, you know, you can be at least happy about that. The only problem is you can't sell it. And that's where the NFT thing comes in, which is nice, because the people that are like, wow, this game's whack, I'm fed up, they can just be like, you know what, I'm selling my character to one of these whales, and, like, you know, they can get paid for their efforts, which is not a very good wage. Probably it's not minimum wage, that's for sure. That's why I like the Classic, man. I just like Classic. Even though they got it's got its problems, I don't know. Classic WoW just does it for me. Supposedly, like, the Race to World First is having, like, this drama about that too. About people buying gold, or the guilds buying gold to help them, you know, with the race. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I assume it's not. Those guilds don't... I don't think those guilds need to buy gold, to be honest. I assume their players probably make enough during the off-season when they're finished their raid off of carrying others. That's for sure. That's a big... Players make a lot of gold off of that in retail. And I assume that the guild may do that too, but I'm not sure. I doubt they do that. But I know the players probably maybe like dive into that a little bit. And I have no problem with that. Like, people who do like GDKPs, I have no problem with gold carries. Because as long as it's the currency in the game, then, you know, it's a transaction within the world, which is fine. It's just when the problem is that it's mostly outside world money turning into gold. That's all it is. It's kind of sad. I hope MMOs don't turn into that, because then it's just going to be, you know, People with lots of money just jumping into MMOs, spending like, you know, 5 to 10 grand and then just having best and luck here. Which kind of makes MMOs feel a little shitty. Which is sad. It's like we'll never get back to those good old days in like the early 2000s. Late 2000s. But I think people even back then, I remember I had buddies when I was in high school who were like, yeah, you know what, I sold my WoW character to somebody, and then they would take the account back. It's a scummy thing to do, but it, you know, you gotta watch out when you're doing stuff like that, because as long as they still have the email connected to the account, it's still their account, right? Just because you gave them money doesn't mean it's yours. So yeah, people make mistakes like that. But we got that wood pretty quick. I didn't think we would find all that wood. We didn't have to fight too many murlocs, which was nice. We didn't get, you know, swarmed by like 3 or 4, which was also good. Dying there would have been brutal, so I'm happy that didn't happen. Did you find any driftwood, Squiddly Diddly? This wood is light, but tough. Thank you, Squiddly Diddly. It will work nicely. Deliver the shipment. While I fix this wagon, Squiddly Diddly, I have one last task for you. I have packed the most vital supplies saved from the ogre attack. Take them to Netherguard Keep. The keep is nestled in the northern hills of the Blasted Lands, keeping watch over the Dark Portal. To reach Netherguard, follow the road east. When it branches, head south into the Badlands, then turn left at the next fork. Follow the road, Squiddly Diddly, and be wary. Alright, time to make a shipment. I think that is going to be the end of our Watcher Biggs quest. It looks like we are going to be delivering these wizard reagents to them. But yeah, I think it's just like the reason why people pay like crazy amounts of money for loot. And I think it's just I don't know if it's like peer pressure or they just want to, you know, fit in. Or I don't know, it's just maybe it's a power trip, who knows? I don't know. I understand like it, but like the thing that Lost Ark did, where people are like close to being able to enter a raid, but now they can't, and now they're like, you know, looking at their credit card going like, man, if I just spend like, you know, a couple $100, maybe I'd be able to get in if I get lucky. That's just terrible. It's very it's predatory. Just kind of sad. I don't know. I can understand why Belgium chose to ban it. And I think that's really the only way that this like movement will stop, is if like the world decides to ban video games with gambling elements to them. That has gambling elements to them. Which would be
What can I do for you?
It would be so hard to do that. You have business with me? What a package from Biggs Caravan. We thought it, and he were lost. Thank you, Squiddly Diddly. With luck, these supplies will carry the much-needed reagent Azoran crystals. Our stock is running low.
Go with honor, friend.
Alright, so there we go. We leveled up to level 44. let's see what we should take. Sucks that this place doesn't have an inn. I always found that kind of strange. It's like a huge keep, no inn. Well, it looks like they have a stable, they have like all this other stuff. Obviously, we're going to take dual wield specializations. This increases our hit. Dual wielding weapons by 2. And I'm not sure if we'll stay here. I got to sell some stuff. Eventually, we'll probably move on to another zone. But we probably will head back to STV to pick up a couple of quests that are in the hinterlands. Get rid of this. Get rid of this page. Get rid of the fish oil. The barbecued buzzard wings. I guess we should start eating those. Large fang, spider stuff, spider meat. Soulbound male chest. Mystery meat, crocodile meat. Lion steaks. Guess we gotta start eating that as well. A shield that we won't use. A pattern we won't use. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright guys, well, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Next episode, I guess we will continue questing within the Swamp of Sorrows. There's a couple more quests for us to do. And then once we are done those, we will probably think about going into the hinterlands. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.